Oh, it is a giant pike. Oh man, that is a big fish. Jeez. Oh my gosh. You've got to be kidding me. It's just a game of who tires out first, and you can't rush it with a fish this big. Oh, you hit the boat. Oh yeah, you got him. Oh yeah, he's in the bag. He's in the bag. Anytime you can hook a big fish on light gear and land it, that's a good day. That's why I don't sleep right there. Oh. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Hooked Up Wisconsin. Today I'm going to cover something that I haven't seen covered much on YouTube, and that is what to do if you hook a big fish on light tackle. Knowing what to do and fighting that fish correctly is what's going to make the difference oftentimes between coming home with just a big one that got away story or an actual photo of an awesome fish. So I have a few scenarios of big fish that I've hooked on light tackle in the last couple of years, and I'm just gonna analyze those as we go through them, kind of point out what I did right, maybe a couple things I did wrong as well, so that you guys can kind of get an idea of what to do next time you get hooked up to a big fish. So let's get started with scenario number one. I just hooked an absolute giant fish. Don't know what it is, but I think in this lake it almost has to be a pike. Trolling for crappies, of course. So I got him on 6-pound test and super light hooks. This could be a long fight if we can land him. So this fish is stuck in the weeds right now, and I'm moving my boat into position over the top of him so I can put pressure up and get him out of the weeds, which I am able to do. Oh yeah. Oh, it is a giant pike. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. So now this fish is taking a dive under the boat, and I have to decide what to do next. And I decide to put my rod in the water to try and get the line below the boat. Now he's under the boat. Under. Oh, there he goes the other way. Oh my gosh, what a beast of a fish. At least I got to see it. I mean, I can't imagine we're gonna land this thing, but we're gonna try. So by shoving my rod tip into the water, I was able to save that fish from getting cut off on the bottom of my boat or the trolling motor itself. Now right after that, I realized there was a big clump of weeds on my line, and I had to get them off to make sure that fish didn't have leverage against that clump of weeds to break the line. And back around the front we go again. This fish is too big for me to control, so I just have to follow him wherever he goes. This is a crappie lake. I did not come prepared for a big fish. Except I do have my big net. How this thing didn't get my line in his teeth, I have no idea. But I'm gonna have to follow him here. Hope he goes out to deep water. Gets away from these weeds. If you guys ever fight a big fish, you just got to keep pressure on them. Steady pressure, light drag, and be prepared for a long fight. And have a big net. Oh my gosh, look at that pike. Oh, it's a big one. It's a big one. Your trolling motor is your best friend when you're fighting a fish like this. And you can move towards the fish and follow it around, which gives you a huge advantage over fighting a fish from a stationary position. That Daiwa Regal's doing its job. That drag is extremely key when you're fighting a fish this big. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh. This is a big pike. He's coming up now. That is a big pike. Okay, I expected that. He's starting to get tired though. I just made the common mistake of underestimating how tired this fish really was. This fish was nowhere near ready to be landed yet. It's just a game of who tires out first, and you can't rush it with a fish this big. You just gotta get this Fortis below him. Can't rush it. I can't stress enough how important it is to always have a big enough net to land the biggest fish you could hook in that area with you, because if I had not had this big net with me on this particular day, there's no chance I would have gotten this fish in the boat. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, what a fish. What a fish. Wow. This is the biggest pike I've caught in a long time. Look at that pike. That is probably at least a 13, I'd say 12 to 13 pounder. Look at the head on that fish. What a fish. What a gator. Well, that was not what I was expecting trolling for crappies out here today, but I'll take it. Anytime you can hook a big fish on light gear and land it, that's a good day. So it's happened a few times already this year, and so far I haven't lost a big one on light tackle, which is awesome. So obviously I was super lucky to land that fish. I thought when I hooked it, there was no chance that I was going to land that fish, because I knew it was a big pike. That was about all it could be in that lake. And you know, when you have 6 pound test leader on, it doesn't take much to cut that line. So fortunately I hooked that fish just right and just took my time with them and got him to the net. So scenario number 2 is a little bit different. I was walleye fishing in this scenario, just pitching a jig and crawler up real shallow early in the morning. Like it was still dark, 4 a.m. and all of a sudden, again, I thought maybe I had snagged something, but hook sets are free, right? So I set the hook, and all of a sudden that fish just started swimming away, and I couldn't stop it. It didn't take off fast, it just started leaving, and I knew it was a big fish. So all right guys, I am doing a little early morning walleye fishing here, and I'm pretty sure I just hooked a sturgeon. I've actually been fighting it for a little bit now, but it took me a second to get the camera set up. It's a very large fish. It's either a sturgeon or a huge carp, but pretty sure I saw it once and it looked like a sturgeon. This was not expected. So right here, I'm clearing the deck of my rods because I know this is going to be a long fight and I don't want to step on them. Oh, yeah, it's a sturgeon. Holy smokes, it's a big one too. I don't know if it'll even fit in my big net. Man, these things are powerful. So just like in the last clip, I am using my trolling motor here to follow this fish so I can keep gaining on him without having to fight him directly. If I land this fish, this will be the biggest sturgeon I've ever caught. He's not really fighting super hard, he's just kind of swimming slowly. He did that one kind of half jump. I'm just putting pressure on him here until I can get him to the net, hopefully. They're just such a big fish though. I think I've got 10 or 15, maybe 12 pound leader on this rod, so luckily it's not a super light setup. Yeah, if this was 6 pound test, this would take me a long time to land this fish, but I can pull a little bit of screws to him. This is why I love to fish at night. I caught one walleye so far, and it wasn't even a keeper. I was just kind of looking for more walleyes, and just happened to hook this thing. Jeez, they just don't give up. They just don't give up. Oh, he's coming up. Oh, he hit the boat. That was crazy. He jumped into the boat almost. He just rammed it. Holy cow. That was nuts. Did you guys hear that though? Oh man. I'm gonna turn my headlamp here so I can see where he is. He's right here. He might be getting tired. There's just not a lot I can do with him until he tires out, but what a dinosaur. Oh man, that is a big fish. Jeez. It's bigger than I thought. Oh, he's in the net. kind of. He's just so big. Oh, luckily I've got this clam big net. Oh yeah, he's in the bag. He's in the bag. Oh, this Clam Fortis net saved the day today. Holy smokes. Once again, I can't stress enough how important it is to have a big solid net on board for just this kind of situation. If you're looking for a big net, I'll leave a link in the description for this one. It's a great net. Okay, I'm gonna hoist this fish in. If you guys ever want to lift a fish, a real heavy fish by the net, always pick it up vertically like that. That way you don't bend the net. Oh my gosh, this thing is a dinosaur. Oh my goodness. Look at this fish. That's got to be an 80-pound fish right there all day long. That is insane. Look at that giant. All right, buddy, we're gonna get this guy back in the water. I can barely hold him. Okay. That was insane, you guys. That was insane. That's the biggest freshwater fish I've ever caught by far. That's why I don't sleep right there, because you can go do stuff like that in the middle of the night. You just never know what's gonna happen. So that fish is my biggest freshwater fish to date, hooked accidentally while walleye fishing on light tackle. And if I had not known how to fight that fish, if I had tried to horse it in or let it, cut my line on the bottom of the boat, it would have been history, and I would have lost the biggest fish that I've ever caught in freshwater. So just because you have light tackle on doesn't mean you can't catch big fish. Next scenario, in scenario number 3, I was casting from shore, in this case, casting swim baits, and all of a sudden got clocked, set the hook, and that fish just took off and peeled drag for about 30 yards, and I knew I was going to have a fight on my hands. Fish on. Look at that big jump. All right, right here you can see I dropped my rod tip and pushed it towards the fish as it took off. And sometimes when a fish takes off super fast, even with your drag set right, it can still snap your line. So it's always good to be ready to push that rod tip forward as they take off on a run to just protect yourself from that quick break off. That's a big tip. That's a big fish. I don't know what we have here, but it is not small. Just crushed my swim bait. This thing is massive. Oh my gosh. You've got to be kidding me. He's just taking off. Oh, this is sweet. Man, it's acting like a catfish. It's gotta be. That line just going back and forth like that. Oh my word. Is that a carp? No way. This might be a giant carp. Oh, it is. It's a huge carp. He ate my swim bait. Oh, they're so strong. Anyone who doesn't say carp are fun to catch is out of your mind. They are so fun. This is the biggest carp I've ever hooked. This will be my PB if I can land it. I knew a second I hooked this thing it was a big fish. That FG knot is holding so far. Tell you what, that FG knot is an incredible knot. I'm gonna have to show you guys how to tie that at some point, but oh, there he is. Oh man. Oh, what a fish. Oh, he's so big. He's so big. Oh, there he goes again. No. You can hear the waves from the fish slapping up against the concrete. That's when you know you don't have a bluegill on. See that turn and grab a minnow behind me? Alright. Oh, he's just got a big old hump head on him, too. Just gotta get a good belly. I wish I had a net. I don't know how I'm gonna one-hand this guy. Maybe if I can get a hand under a gill. This is what you want to do. You want to keep your rod tip high as you bring them in, so you got room to play. You don't want to reel them up to the rod tip when you're fighting a big fish. So here's a scenario where I did not have the big net with me, and it made it really difficult to land this fish. I just could not get a good grip on it. I tried grabbing the tail, I tried grabbing a gill one-handed, and you've got to keep one hand on the rod most of the time, or you're gonna lose that rod. So what I ended up having to do was actually put the rod down and grab the line after the fish was tired out and just go for it two-handed, and I managed to land it, but definitely not recommended. Oh yeah, we got him. We got him. Oh, look at that fish. Smoked that swim bait. That is a 20-pound carp all day long. Oh, that is sick. I can't barely get my hand around his tail. That is the biggest carp I've ever caught in my life. He is easily 20 pounds. Oh, I love river fishing. This is why you get up early right here. Look how wide that thing is across the back. Wish I had a scale. Yes. Oh, that was so fun. You guys, I'm sure there's more fish here, but I gotta get to work. I might stop by here after work on the way home and see what else we can catch. Oh, that was so incredible. Oh, man. Oh. You hook a big fish on light tackle, and the fish has the advantage, and all you can do is try and stack your odds to land that fish, and hopefully more often than not, you get them in the net. Anyway, I hope you guys were able to get a few tips and a few ideas for next time that a big fish surprises you and takes you off guard. Hopefully you can think back to this video and kind of work in some of these ideas and some of these tips and hopefully land that big fish. So tight lines, guys, good luck, get hooked up, and we'll see you next time.